No. Click. Enter screen.
Sir, the live stream has also started on YouTube.
Okay. Thank you so much. Is the PPT visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
त्यांना दिसणार.
So the topics of discussion in today's moderator session, important points to remember: unit-wise distribution of marks, question, weightage of marks and time management, application-based test, that is ABT, which will be conducted for 20 marks and the marks of which will be sent to the board. We are also going to discuss the OCM practice paper, which was conducted in the month of January. And after that, at the end, we are going to have question and answer session. Whatever the doubts you have, you can ask me and I will answer all those doubts. Now, first of all, before we start with the PPT, important points to remember while solving the paper of OCM. Our first target is to complete the paper by attempting all questions. Now, what happens normally ki whatever the answer we know, we go on writing the answer of a particular question only. And if we forget the time management, so what happens कि जिसका आता है उसका हम लोग बहुत कुछ लिखते जाता है and because of that हमारे माइंड में टाइम मैनेजमेंट का फैक्टर निकल जाता है and आगे का जो क्वेश्चंस है that remains incomplete. So first target should be to complete the entire paper by attempting all questions. Total 8 questions are there for OCM 80 marks का theory paper. All those 8 questions we have to complete within the time frame. That should be our first target. Then time management is very much important. The paper is of 80 marks. This academic year 2021-22, the board has allotted 210 minutes, that is 3.5 hours. So extra half an hour is given by the board for this year offline exam. So we have to make the use of that time in the best possible manner in order to complete the paper, in order to present the paper in a proper manner, so that we should be able to gain more marks. We should be able to score more marks. Time to be allotted as per the weightage of mark. This should be kept in mind that the question which includes the different questions for different weightage of marks. So according to weightage, how much time we should allot to each and every question, that we are supposed to keep in mind. For 8 marks ka question, we have to allot 20 minutes. Now, since last 2 years, you people don't have proper writing practice. So it may happen that you won't be able to complete the paper. You will find it difficulty that हमारा hand pain हो रहा है, हमारा speed generate नहीं हो रहा है, हमारा जो brain and hand का coordination है वो match नहीं हो रहा है, sir handwriting बराबर नहीं आ रहा है. So for that you need to do the proper practice. Still, less than 1 month is there to start for getting started the HSC board examination. So for that you need to do the proper practice. As far as 8 marks ka question is concerned, that is the last question, answer in detail, you can allot 20 minutes. Now this is the standard time. Standard time in the sense for 80 marks ka paper when the 3 hours ka time was given by board. For earlier exam, we used to allot 20 minutes for writing that question. But for this year, since extra half an hour is given to you, you can add extra 5 minutes to write that answer in detail का question. But दिमाग में यही रखने का कि हमको पेपर 3 घंटे में ही कंप्लीट करना है. वो एक्स्ट्रा हाफ एन आवर इज बोनस फॉर यू. दैट बोनस टाइम 30 मिनट्स का टाइम वी हैव टू यूज ओनली व्हेन हमारा पेपर हमको लगता है कि इनकम्प्लीट रहने वाला है. वी शुड बी एबल टू कीप इन माइंड दैट अपना टाइमिंग 3 घंटे का है एंड वी हैव टू कंप्लीट द पेपर विद इन दोज 180 मिनट्स. फिर उसके बाद में अगर हमको लगता है कि हमको और लिखना है, देन ओनली दैट एक्स्ट्रा बोनस टाइम यू कैन यूज. So by addition extra 5 minutes to this standard time 20 minutes, you can complete that last question of 8 marks. Then for 4 marks ka question, you can allot 10 minutes per question. Again, that extra half an hour is given, that those extra 5 minutes you can add to these questions. 2 marks ka question, you can give 5 minutes. Again, you can add 2 to 3 minutes per question to complete that question. So according to the weightage, you have to allot your time, you have to do the time management. Instead of writing the more information for one question, you should be able to give more time for complete the entire paper by attempting all the question. जो टाइम तुमको 8 मार्क्स के लिए चाहिए, इफ यू कीप ऑन राइटिंग 2 मार्क्स का सर ये मेरे को आता है तो 2 मार्क का लिए मैं इतना सब कुछ लिखेगा, नॉट नीडेड. Whether you write 1 page, whether you write 2 pages, but according to the weightage, if you give more time to that question, it means you are going to sacrifice extra time which should be allotted for the next question, having more weightage. So always keep in mind that important factor of time management. Draw the diagrams and write examples wherever necessary. This is more important. जहाँ पर diagram possible है, we have to do it, because those diagrams and examples will groom your answer, which helps you to get more marks, to score more marks, which creates good impression in the mind of the examiner. Because ultimately तुम जो लिखेगा उसके लिए marks वो देने वाला है. So it is up to you how you present your paper. By just writing the question point wise and just submitting it will not give you more marks. So for that, you need to draw the diagrams and write examples, proper examples wherever necessary. This will help the examiner to give you the more marks. Underline the head points. Presentation is very much important. Whatever the head points you are writing for 4 marks question, for 8 marks question, all those head points should be properly underlined. It means it should be properly highlighted. This attracts the attention of the examiner and it will help him to concentrate on that point, and then you write the explanation. अभी उसका explanation भी तुमको ज्यादा नहीं लिखना है, to the point ही तुमको आंसर लिखना है, so that you will be able to complete the paper. And there should be uniformity in writing the explanation of each and every point. एक point सर बहुत अच्छे से आता है तो उसका explanation मैंने 6-7 लाइन में लिखा, and दूसरा पॉइंट है जो जिसका एक्सप्लेनेशन 2-3 लाइन में लिखा, so that doesn't show any uniformity. Whatever the explanation you are writing, the length of the explanation should be reasonably same for all the head points. Okay, then start new question on new page. That is more important, and care should be taken that proper question number is written for the answer you are writing. Write answer point wise and explain each point. Correct? Whether it is 4 marks ka question, whether it is 8 marks ka question, for those you are supposed to write answer point wise, not essay type, which we used to write in the language paper. बराबर है? essay writing वैसा नहीं करना है. जैसे explain the types of banks, explain the principles of insurance. In all these cases, you have to write the point wise answer and give proper reasonable explanation along with तुम्हारा examples. Also draw the diagram wherever necessary, as we discussed earlier. Okay. And the length of explanation should be reasonably same for all the points. Along with quantity of answer, no doubt quantity is very much important because this is the subjective paper, descriptive paper. So you have to write more explanation for each and every point, for each and every question, but along with the quantity, the quality of answer is of utmost importance. हमको ऐसा लगता है कि थियरी पेपर है, मैंने 5-6 सप्लीमेंट लगाया तो मुझे तो बहुत मार्क्स मिलेगा. No, that is not the case. Along with the quantity, the quality of answer is also important. For every point, proper explanation, proper examples should be given, diagrams should also be drawn. That shows the quality of your answer. And also, wherever possible, you have to write the concluding part, conclusion at the end of the answer. Whatever the explanation you are writing, after writing explanation of all the points, conclusion should be written. For 5 marks ka question, for 4 answer in brief and all those questions, conclusion should be in 1 line. But for 8 marks ka question, which is question number 8, hamara answer in detail, for that you have to write proper conclusion in at least 2 or 3 lines, that what you understood from the question, what you want to express out of the answer you have written for that question. So that will attract the mind of the examiner, that he will understand the student has properly understood the concept, he has written all the points, he has explained all the points, and he has also wrote the extract of all the answer. So that conclusion show the extract, whatever you have written. Now, as far as conclusion is concerned, wording may differ, student to student, wording may differ, but the essence should be the same. So that concluding part is necessary. All these important points are to be kept in mind by all the students while writing the paper. Now the 9th point, select those questions which can help you in scoring more marks. Now this is important wherever the options are available. Now all 365 days ka pure saal ka mehnat we are going to show in these 3.5 hours. So we should be able to select only those questions to which we can give the best possible judgment. We can write more about it. We can groom our answer, which will help us to score more. So be selective while writing the answer, while selecting the answer. Okay, thank you very much. Then we are going to the next slide. Saurabh, pure dal rahi hai. Next slide is there. Just a minute.
Stop share. Options available. Share stop there. Picture है. Share दिसता है क्या share हमारा? मन से दिसता है. Front full screen. Double tap. Sorry, double tap.
Now we are going to discuss the unit-wise distribution of marks, that is weightage of marks. Now in all, there are 8 chapters. Now out of these 8 chapters, the first is Principle of Management. Now the total marks for the allotted for this chapter are 7, marks with option are 12. It means no answer in detail, long answer will be asked from this chapter. Same is the case with chapter number 3, Entrepreneurship Development. Same is the case with chapter number 5, Emerging Modes of Business. 6th, Social Responsibilities of Business. 7th, Consumer Protection. So these 5 chapters will be asked only for answer in brief, short answer, then distinguish between objectives, etc. No long answer will be asked from these chapters. Now out of these 8 chapters, the 3 chapters, chapter number 2, 4 and 8, I highlighted in yellow color, which carries more weightage. Chapter number 2, Functions of Management, 12 marks, marks with option 15. Chapter number 4, Business Services, total marks which we asked in 80 marks ka paper for 20 marks, marks with option 27, and the last chapter marketing 15 marks, marks with option 20. Now on these three chapters, major questions will be asked because these three chapters carry more weightage. Even the last question answer in detail will be asked from these chapters only. So all of it's our recommendation, advice that you all people do this chapter thoroughly so that you won't miss any question from these chapters. ये चैप्टर में कुछ भी ऑप्शन के लिए तुमको नहीं डालना है एक्सेप्ट द पोर्शन रिड्यूस्ड बाय द बोर्ड इन केस ऑफ बिजनेस सर्विसेज. 2-3 बिजनेस सर्विसेज आर रिड्यूस्ड बाय द बोर्ड, उनको छोड़ के बाकी का जितना भी है, फॉर दैट यू हैव टू डू द proper studies out of that chapter number 4 business services. Now we are discussing the question wise. Question number 1, from the following types of sub questions any 4 will be asked. The question number 1 carries 20 marks, time allotted 20 minutes. These 20 minutes are 20 plus 5, so 20 minutes are the standard time plus 5 minutes extra we are allotting for the extra time given by the board, extra half an hour given by the board. Option A, select the correct option and rewrite the sentence, 5 marks. Match the pair, 5 marks. C, give one word phrase term, 5 marks. State true or false, 5 marks. E, find the odd one, 5 marks. Complete the sentences, 5 marks. Select the correct option from the bracket, 5 marks. Answering one sentence, 5 marks. Correct the underlined word and rewrite the sentence, 5 marks. Arrange in proper order, 5 marks. Now out of these sub questions, any 4 questions will be asked in exam. There won't be any option. So you have to attempt all the 4 sub questions, and wherever you are attempting, make sure that you are writing in such a way that you should not lose any single mark in all these 20 marks ka exam. These 20 marks are very much important in objectives. When we consider about the entire 100 marks ka paper, 80 theory paper, 20 ABT paper, out of 100 marks, 20 marks objective questions in theory paper and 20 marks ka ABT, total 40 marks ka weightage is for objective questions, and remaining 60 marks theory question in 80 marks ka paper. So from that point of view, these 20 marks is of utmost important. So ye A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, out of all these questions, any 4 combinations will be asked, and you have to attempt all the questions. There won't be any option. Question number 2, explain the following terms, concept. Any 4 out of 6, 8 marks, 20 minutes are allotted. Now again, new question should be solved on the fresh page. That is the first care should be taken. Now out of 6, any 4 you can attempt. Every question, every concept carries 2 marks each. Time allotted 20 minutes, so you can give 5 minutes to each question as the standard time we have already seen. For example, principles of management. This concept we have to describe. Now what we are supposed to write here? This carries the 2 marks ka question. So here we can write definition or meaning, and we can explain 5 to 6 features of principles of management. Here we are supposed to give only head points. Don't explain it. बराबर है, 2 मार्क के लिए ज्यादा कुछ लिखना नहीं है. Definition, meaning 5 to 6 head points and only with head, and उसके आगे तुमको जाना है. Question number 3, study the following case situation and express your opinion. Any 2 out of 3, 6 marks. So 3 cases will be given. Out of those 3 you can attempt any 2. As we discussed earlier, be selective. तुमको जिसमें ज्यादा जजमेंट तुम बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे दे सकते हैं, ओनली अटेम्प्ट दोज क्वेश्चंस. So every case or situation carries 3 marks. 3 questions will be asked. Each question will carry 1 mark. Okay. Time allotted 20 minutes. Now within these 20 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes you can give for reading the case, understand the case कि ये क्या है, किससे related है, and then only give the answer. For example, Mr. Tom made his payment by check. At the same time, Mr. Jerry made his payment by NEFT. Now, based on this case situation, the questions are, whose payment is faster? The answer is Mr. Jerry. So when Mr. Jerry makes the transfer by NEFT, immediately the payment will be transferred from one branch of the bank to the another branch of the bank, or to the another branch of the same bank, or to the branch of another bank. So Mr. Jerry's payment is faster. Whose payment is related to traditional business? Mr. Tom. Since he is giving check, he is making payment by check. That is a traditional mode of making the payment in the trade transaction. So that takes time. Check issue करेगा, उसके बाद में the person to whom the check, who has received the check, he will deposit the check into his bank. Then bank will take at least 2 minutes or 2 days to clear the check, and then only if all the conditions in the check are properly, then only the amount will be credited to the party's account. So it's a time-consuming process. Whose payment is related to e-business? Definitely, Mr. Jerry's payment is related to e-business because he is using electronic mode of transfer for transfer the payment to the another party. So in this case, you have to read the case in a proper manner, understand it, interpret it, and then only give the answer. So every case includes 3 questions. Every question will carry 1 mark. In the way, you have to attempt any 2 out of 3 cases. Then question number 4, distinguish between, again options are there, any 3 out of 4, 12 marks, 25 minutes. Here, select only that distinguish to which you can write more points. So for 4 points, for 4 marks a question, any 3 means every distinguish will carry 4 marks each. So for 4 marks, you are supposed to write at least 6 points. Okay, उससे ज़्यादा तुम लिखने को जाओगे, it will consume your time. तो तुमको at least 5 to 6 points बराबर है, लेकिन 6 के आगे तुमको नहीं जाना है. Otherwise, you will have to sacrifice the time for the another question, next question. 25 minutes are allotted for this. For example, District Commission, National Commission. Now you have to write the distinguish in T format. 6 points you are going to write for 4 marks. The first point, as far as distinguish are concerned, the first point should always be meaning. Meaning, precedent, membership tenure, area covered, monetary jurisdiction, and appeal. Now we all know, we have done studies. What is the meaning of District Commission? What is the meaning of National Commission? Then start with the second point, precedent. Who is eligible to become president of District Commission? Then who is eligible to become the president of National Commission? That is Supreme Court judge. Membership tenure, दोनों के लिए 5 years है. But the person who holds the chair, District Commission में his age should be 65 years. National Commission में कितना है? That you have to write. Area covered, that is area of jurisdiction. In District Commission, area covered, that is district level. National Commission, the entire nation. Monetary jurisdiction, claims कितने तक satisfy होता है? In District Commission up to 1 crore, in National Commission more than 10 crores, and appeal. If the person who is not satisfied with the decision given by the District Commission, he can appeal to State Commission. If the person is not satisfied with the decision given by the National Commission, he can appeal to Supreme Court. All these points you have to explain. तो 6 पॉइंट के आगे नहीं जाना. ओके, सो मिनिमम एंड मैक्सिमम तुमको 6 पॉइंट ही लिखना है, सो दैट यू विल गेट मोर मार्क्स. तो इसमें भी तुमको सिलेक्टिव रहना है कि कौन से डिस्टिंग्विश के लिए यू कैन राइट मोर पॉइंट्स एंड यू कैन एक्सप्लेन इट प्रॉपरली. क्वेश्चन नंबर 5, Answer in brief, any 2 out of 3. Again, option is there, be selective. For every question, 4 marks are allotted. So for 2 questions, 8 marks are there. Time allotted 20 minutes. It means for each question, you can allot 10 minutes. Example, define entrepreneur, explain its functions. Now here, what you are going to write, the definition and meaning of entrepreneur, and you can explain any 6 functions with proper explanation, namely innovation, determination of objectives, development of market, new technology, good relations, organizing funds, taking decision. Out of these 7 points which are given in your textbook, you can write any 6 functions because the weightage is 4 marks per question. And uske baad mein, when you write these 6 points along with the explanation, if you know more points, then to show it, you can just write the head point and leave it. Agar 6 se zyada point tumko malum hai for 4 marks, they don't try to explain it. बराबर है, उसका हेड पॉइंट लिखो and leave it, go for the next question. Question number 6, justify the following statements. Now here all the statements will be true. You have to justify why the statements are true. Out of 4, you have to attempt any 2. 8 marks, so each statement will carry 4 marks. Time allotted 20 minutes. So within 10 minutes, you have to understand the statement and then you have to write the justification stating why this statement is true. For example, current account is suitable for businessmen. This statement is given. We have to justify. We have to write the points why this statement is correct. So what we are supposed to write here? Meaning of current account. What is current account? Then who opens current account and why? Whether salaried people open or whether businessmen open, schools, non-trading organizations like schools, colleges, clubs, etc. These people open the current account and why these people open the current account. Also explain the benefits of current account for businessmen. The important benefit of opening the current account for businessmen is to get the overdraft facility. So that point you have to quote here. That is a basic benefit. And then also explain why current account is not preferred by salaried people. Because the salaried people who earns the income on the regular basis, on a monthly basis, they are keen to save a part of their income earned after meeting all the expenses. So basic intention to save the part of the income. Okay, so that's why they open the saving account in which there are certain restrictions on withdrawal of amount. Whereas in case of current account, any number of time the person can deposit the amount, any number of time the person can withdraw the amount. So that is not the case with the salaried people who opens the savings account. So explain these points. So at least 4 points should be explained to justify your answer. Then question number 7, attempt the following, any 2 out of 3. Again, option is there, 10 marks. So here weightage of mark is 5 marks per question, 20 minutes. Explain the primary functions of commercial bank. Now, if this question comes, only primary functions. So what you are supposed to write here? Meaning and examples of commercial bank. We all know what is commercial bank. Example, State Bank of India, Bank of Maharashtra, Bank of Baroda, Union Bank of India. Any example you can quote. Then draw a suitable diagram of primary functions of commercial banks followed by proper explanation. Now, this way you can show the diagram. Primary functions of commercial bank are divided into accepting deposits and granting loans and advances. So here we are going to discuss only about the primary functions, not the secondary functions. Accepting deposits and will be further categorized as time deposit, which are fixed deposit and recurring deposit. Then demand deposit, saving deposit and current deposit. This way you can show the bifurcation of accepting deposit. Granting loans and advances. Now commercial bank grants short-term loan, medium-term loan, long-term loan. Advances, cash credit, overdraft, discounting of bill of exchange. Once you draw the diagram, it will help you to write the explanation for each and every point along with the example. So this drawing the diagram will groom your answer. So it helps the examiner that the student knows it properly, and it is always said that a picture carries the 1,000 words. बराबर है कि 1,000 वर्ड लिख के जो हम लोग एक्सप्लेन कर सकते वो एक पिक्चर कैरी करता है मैसेज. So same way, after drawing the diagram, you can explain each and every point. Then the last question, question number 8, answer in detail. Attempt the following long answer, any 1 out of 2 for 8 marks. Here you can allot 20 minutes. If the question is what is insurance, this comes from the 4th chapter, business services. Explain the principles of insurance. This question, question number 8, will come from either chapter number 2 or chapter number 4 or the last chapter number 8, marketing. ये 3 chapter में which carries the more weightage, उसी में से questions तुमको आने वाले हैं. Now here what we have to start with? We have to start with meaning and definition of insurance. Then suitable diagram followed by explanation with examples, and for this question at the end you have to write the conclusion. Now principles of insurance, we all know what are the principles of insurance. Utmost good faith, indemnity, contribution, then principle of insurable interest, principle of subrogation, principle of causa proxima, and the last principle, 7th principle, mitigation of loss. After drawing the diagram, you can start explaining each and every principle. First of all, explanation, and then also write the examples. For utmost good faith, for indemnity. Indemnity, you can explain much more things. That is, the principle of indemnity is applicable to marine insurance, fire insurance, but it is not applicable to life insurance. Why it is so? You can explain it. Then principle of contribution, again you have to write the example. Insurable interest, what is insurable interest? Then when while taking the policy, that insurable interest must be present at the time of taking policy. Then subrogation, principle of subrogation, explanation as well as examples. Causa proxima, that is nearest cause for which the policy has been taken. Mitigation of loss, you can explain all these points along with the example. And after writing the explanation for all the 7 points, at the end for this question you have to write the conclusion in at least 3 to 4 lines, that what you understood, what you want to express, that will become the extract of the entire answer. So that conclusion is necessary, and that is definitely going to increase your score. That is necessary. Okay. So this way you have to write the paper. Now in all these questions, question number 1 to 8, I will recommend that how in which order the questions are to be attempted. Question number 1 should be attempted first. Then it is just a recommendation. It's up to you. It's at your discretion that which question you want to attempt first. You can attempt it. Any question can be attempted at any time within the given time frame. But the order recommended is question number 1 first, then directly start writing question number 8, which carries more weightage, 8 marks. Then go backward. Question number 7, which carries 10 marks. Okay, 5 marks per question. Question number 8, question number 7, question number 6, question number 5, question number 4, question number 3, and then last at the end question number 2, because it carries less weightage per question. एक कोई भी कॉन्सेप्ट है उसके लिए 2 मार्क का कॉन्सेप्ट है. अगर तुम्हारा टाइम मैनेजमेंट नहीं भी होता है, then to whether you write half page, entire page और you write, अगर हमारे पास टाइम बचता भी नहीं है, अगर हम लोग एक मीनिंग भी लिखेगा उस कॉन्सेप्ट का, then too we will get at least 1 mark per statement. तो उसके लिए ज्यादा टाइम तुमको वेस्ट नहीं करना है. So the order to be followed, it is recommended that question number 1 first, then you go for question number 8, and then you come backward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So question number 2 having less weightage should be attempted last. ये recommended है. It is not hard and fast rule कि तुमको ऐसे ही order में जाना है. It's up to you. मला सांग हे झालंय माझं, तर मला पेपर डिस्कस करायचं आहे. नाही आहे त्याच्यातच आहे, पुढे तोच आहे. आता जर मला एक 5 मिनिटाचा ब्रेक द्यायचा असेल आणि मग हे कमी कसं करू?
ब्रेक आहे सांगा, क्लोज करायचे, स्क्रीन शेअर स्टॉप करा.
Students, so here the paper pattern and how to attempt the questions we already discussed. Now we are taking 5 minutes ka break, and then I am going to discuss the RA Podar College ka practice paper exam which we OCM practice paper which we conducted in the last month. So there is a 5 minutes ka break.
दिसता ना ह्याच्यातच आहे पेपर विचारा दिसतंय
Is it visible?
ना शेअर स्क्रीन मध्ये नाही आलाय परत जा तुमच्या विंडो जा गुगल बाजूला नाही मग अशी होतं ना इकडे ए लिहिली आहे बघा गुगल वरती तुमचं पर्सनल हा आता ते स्क्रीनवर क्लिक करा दे शेअर आता दिसतं
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. पुढे जात नाहीये.
हा आला हे आलं
So we are resuming again. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Amit, yes, you are audible.
Yeah. Thank you. So now we are going to discuss about the ABT question paper pattern of the subject Organization of Commerce and Management. So it will be a 20 marks ka ABT exam will be taken by the board. Time allotted will be 60 minutes. This exam will be purely objective type questions. Each question will carry 1 mark. So 80 marks theory paper and 20 marks ABT paper. Total it will become 100 marks ka paper. Now this ABT question paper will be taken in the college itself and will be purely objective questions. Now which type of questions will be asked in the ABT exam? Question number 1 will be correct the underlined word and rewrite the following sentences, 4 marks. Each statement will carry 1 mark. As if 4 questions will be asked, you have to attempt each and every question. Question number 2, complete the sentences, 4 marks. Like fill in the blanks, statement will be given. Each statement will carry 1 mark. Question number 3, find the odd one, arrange in proper order, 3 marks. Question number 4, study the following case or situation, any 3 out of 4. Each case study will carry 3 marks. In every case study, 1 statement, 1 question will carry 1 mark. Okay. So the paper pattern for the ABT exam will be these questions only. So 80 plus 20, 100 marks exam is there, and the marks will be sent to board for this ABT exam. We will discuss the practice paper which we conducted in Podar College in the month of January 13. The time allotted was 3.5 hours, marks 80. Question number 1, attempt the following. All questions are compulsory, 20 marks. So question 1 is of 20 marks. Write a word, phrase or term which can substitute each of the following, 5 marks. 5 statements are given. An element of marketing mix that creates brand recognition and increases sale. The answer should be promotion. Appeal against the decision given by this commission can be made to Supreme Court. That is National Commission. Principle of management based on unity, strength, esprit de corps. This principle of indemnity is not applicable to this insurance contract, life insurance contract. Term derived from email and e-commerce, that is e-business. So what you have to write here? Write each and every statement. Again, dash and then write the answer and underline the answer, highlight the answer. Don't just write the answer. You are supposed to rewrite the statement. Select the correct option. Match the column. Group A, Group B are given. Group A blank, National Commission. So out of the options given to you in the bracket, you have to select the correct answer and write. Okay, so Group A as it is to be written, or Group B as it is, and then you have to fill the gaps. For National Commission, which option is correct? Supreme Court Judge. Then second, bank overdraft. The option current deposit account is the option to be written. Agro-tourism, hands-on experience with local food. Health and safety measures, responsibility towards employees. And the last one, to trade mercantise marketers. So here we selected correct option. You have to write it properly. Presentation is very much important. As far as possible, alterations should be avoided. Cancellation or alterations should be avoided. Otherwise, it will create bad impact in the minds of your examiner. Just a minute.
स्लो झालं वाटतं. हीच आहे ना? परत शेअर करायचं.
Is it visible? Can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can see.
See, state whether the following statements are true or false. LPO stands for legal product outsourcing. False statement, it stands for legal process outsourcing. Controlling is an indispensable function of management. True statement. E-business allows you to work across the globe in any field. Again, true statement. 24th December is observed as International Consumer Rights Day every year. False statement. 24th December is observed as National Consumer Day in India, whereas 15th March is observed as International Consumer Day every year. Then the business organization should adopt and encourage unfair trade practices in the market to earn maximum profit. False statement. Find the odd one. So in question number 1C, you have to rewrite the statement again, dash, and then write true or false and underline it. Don't just write true or only false. So marks will be given for correct, true or false. So in every case, तुमको statement वापस लिखना है. D, find the odd one. Endowment policy, whole life policy, money back policy, blanket policy. So money back policy is the odd one because it is the blanket policy is the odd one because endowment policy, whole life policy, money back policy are the policies of life insurance policies. SYJC, NABARD, EXIM, SBI. SYJC, NABARD, EXIM are the subsidiaries of हमारा RBI, which are established by RBI for different sectors, whereas SBI is a commercial bank. Principle of authority and responsibility, principle of harmony, not discord, principle of division of work, principle of discipline. The odd one is principle of harmony, not discord, because it is the principle of F.W. Taylor's scientific management. The remaining three are the principles of Henry Fayol, father of modern management. BPO, RTO, LPO, KPO, business process outsourcing, legal process outsourcing, knowledge process outsourcing, whereas RTO is the odd man out. People, process, physical environment, price. Okay, so people, process, and price are the service marketing mix. Process is the odd man out because it is a service marketing mix. The other are the product marketing mix. Question number 2, explain the following concepts, any 4. Now out of 6, you have to write or explain any 4 concepts. Again, any order you can follow. You can directly jump to question number 8, then come backward, or you can go in the same order. It's up to your discretion. Now be selective in writing the answer for the concepts. Marketing mix. So here you have to write what is marketing mix, meaning of marketing mix, and write one each and 7 marketing mix, 7 P's of marketing mix, and explain each marketing mix in 1 line. Banking. Here you can write the definition of Banking Regulation Act 1949. Write the meaning of banking, meaning of bank. You can also draw the diagram, types of banks also here. Then B2B, business to business, write the explanation, give the example. What is business to business? Ka examples are there. Corporate social responsibility, CSR. What is CSR? Okay, what activities are conducted under CSR? Why it is necessary? That you can explain here for 2 marks. So while writing the answer, keep in mind the weightage of your answer and how much time you are going to allot for each and every answer. 2 mark का अगर question है तो उसके लिए maximum 5 to 6 minutes are enough. उसके आगे उसको एक्सप्लेन मत करो, अदरवाइज यू विल हैव टू सैक्रिफाइस टाइम फॉर द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अपना पहला टारगेट होना चाहिए आपको पूरा पेपर कंप्लीट करना है. प्रिंसिपल ऑफ स्केलर चेन. So here, what is scalar chain? Line of authority. Draw the suitable diagram. Explain the suitable diagram. That diagram, whichever you drawn. Okay. Then coordination as a function of management. Meaning of coordination. How it is important, and write the point of importance of coordination as a function of management. You can explain the function in 1 or 2 lines and then leave it. And बराबर उससे ज्यादा तुमको नहीं लिखना है. मैक्सिमम 2-3 जो इंपॉर्टेंस है वो उसको 1-1, 2-2 लाइन में एक्सप्लेन करो, एंड बाकी का जो है हेड पॉइंट लिख के छोड़ दो. 2 मार्क्स के लिए ज्यादा कुछ लिखना नहीं है. टाइम इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. देन द केस स्टडीज. Study the following cases, express your opinion. Sahaj bought teakwood furniture for his drawing room from Akshay Decors of Kirtinagar, Mumbai for 4 lakhs. So the cost is 4 lakh. At the time of purchase, the firm assured Sahaj about the best quality of the said furniture and gave 2 years warranty, stating that if anything goes wrong, the firm shall replace it with a new one or refund the purchase amount. But the dining table and chairs started developing cracks at various places and the polish became very dull within 30 days of purchase. Sahaj reported the matter to the firm and requested a number of times to replace the furniture. The firm neither paid attention to these requests nor replaced the furniture. This case is given to you. We have to give the answer for the next 3 questions given below the case. The first question, identify the consumer rights which have been violated by furniture manufacturer. So which right has been? Right to be heard. Sahaj who bought the teakwood furniture and उसके बाद में जो भी उसमें प्रॉब्लम आ गया, he reported the matter to the furniture mart, but they didn't pay any attention. So a right to be heard, this consumer right has been violated by furniture manufacturer. Your answer should be right to be heard. In which consumer redressal agency Sahaj can lodge complaint? Now for this you have to read the first line. Sahaj bought teakwood furniture for his drawing room from Akshay Decors of Kirtinagar, Mumbai for 4 lakh. So the amount of purchase was 4 lakh. For that amount, he will seek the compensation. So compensation up to 1 crore. अगर उसका कोई complaint है, then the consumer can lodge the complaint to district forum. So the answer for the second question, in which consumer redressal agency Sahaj can lodge complaint? District commission. The third question, what is area of jurisdiction for the above consumer dispute redressal agency? So district commission operates at a district level only. So the area of jurisdiction is a particular district, Mumbai. Okay, because he has bought the goods. in Mumbai. So for that district only, he can lodge a complaint. Second case study, Saloni intends to start an enterprise that produces chocolates. Initially, in order to assess the taste and preferences of the people about chocolates, she used social media and online surveys. Thereafter, she prepared a detailed SWOT analysis of her enterprise to devise a strategy that will give her an edge over competitor. Based on her analysis of the market, she planned another segment of chocolate and gave special name to the chocolate, Desi Delight. In the context of above, identify the element of marketing mix being discussed in above paragraph. So which marketing mix are discussed in above paragraph? Market planning. That marketing mix has been discussed in above paragraph. Saloni intends to start. So she's doing the planning for future. So that is market planning is the element of marketing mix discussed in above paragraph. Name the functions of marketing discussed in above paragraph. Now, which functions are undertaken? Market planning, product development, etc., branding. These functions of marketing discussed in above paragraph. And the last question, name process of giving special identity to a product by giving unique name. Now, this is known as branding. The process of giving special identity, giving a brand name to a product. Just a minute. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah, just a minute. Aditi, who is heading the campus recruitment program of the firm that she is working in, gets an immediate order from the marketing head of the organization, Mr. Rupesh, who asked her to hire only those candidates who have 2 years experience in the field of marketing and offer them a higher package. Moments later, when she is about to enter the campus, she gets another call from the HR head, Mr. Rajan, who asks her to hire candidates with 0 experience. He gives her the logic that such candidates would be expecting lower packages in comparison to the candidates having experience in the industry. The question asked are, which principle of Fayol stands violated here? The answer is principle of unity of command. Correct the underlined word. Each member of organization should receive order from only one subordinate. Each member of organization from only one superior. So that subordinated word should have been underlined. So it remains. So each member of organization should receive order from only one superior or from only one boss. What will be the consequence if the above mentioned principle is violated? Options are improves effectiveness in working, create confusion in the minds of employees, no ego clashes. The answer should be create confusion in minds of employees. Okay. Then question number 4, distinguish between any 3. 12 marks are there. So be selective, for which you can write more points, at least 5 points, maximum 6 points. उसके आगे तुमको नहीं जाना है. Planning and controlling. The first point should be meaning, then other points, then order, and जो भी बाकी के points है वो तुमको लिखना है with proper explanation. Second, fire insurance, marine insurance. Again, you can write 6 points. State commission, national commission, meaning as we discussed in our previous PPT, that for district commission and national commission के लिए meaning, membership, area of jurisdiction, compensation, all these points you can quote. 6 points you have to write. Current deposit account, fixed deposit account. So out of these 4, any 3 you can write, so that you will get more points. Alterations, cancellation should be avoided. Question number 5, answer in brief any 2, which carries 4 marks per question. State any 4 rights of consumer. So for writing such answer, never start directly writing the rights of consumer. You have to give the brief introduction regarding the rights of consumer, and then you can start your answer. Any 4 rights you can write: right to be heard, right to redressal, right to be informed, right to education, all these right to safety. Any 4 rights you can explain along with the examples. Examples are very much necessary. Explain any 5 principles of management of Henry Fayol. So while writing this answer, first of all, you are supposed to give the brief introduction regarding Mr. Henry Fayol, when he propounded all the 14 principles of management, and then start writing explanation for the 5 principles of management. So out of 14 principles, you can write any 5 principles for which you can write more explanation. So if possible, select those points in which you find the diagram, जिसके लिए तुम ज़्यादा explanation as well as diagram भी तुम लिख सकते हैं, जैसे है principle of scalar chain, principle of unity of command, in which you find the diagram. Those points, those principles you can include in your answer. State social responsibilities of business organization towards investors. Here also you have to write what is business responsibility first, then who are the investors from the business point of view, and then start writing social responsibilities of business towards the investor. You can, for 4 marks, you can explain 6 points. Okay, for all these, after every answer in single line, conclude your answer what you understand. That is very much necessary. Point का explanation खत्म हो गया तो तुम लोग directly answer को छोड़ दोगे, वैसा मत करो. After the last point का explanation, write one concluding line, that what you understood from the explanation you wrote above. Question number 6, justify the following statements any 2, 8 marks. So per statement 4 marks are there. Right person at right job with right pay is basic principle of staffing. Now what is staffing? Here you can write what is staffing. Okay, how staffing is important to place the right person at the right job with right pay, and why it is necessary. Staffing is a continuous process. Okay, so there are different posts vacant at different levels. So why staffing is important to place a right person at the right job, so that the work of the organization, the task of the organization can be completed at the stipulated period of time. Why right pay is also important. If the employee is underpaid, then he will not work with application and dedication. So giving the right pay according to his work is very much important, so that he will work with the interest in the interest for the benefit of the organization. All these points you have to go. While writing the answer, write your answer point wise. That is more important. Whatever point heading you are writing, usko underline karo, and then at the end draw the concluding line. Okay, तुमको उसके लिए 1-2 लाइन जो है कंक्लूजन के लिए लिखना है. Then an entrepreneur must be an innovator. Here you can quote what is entrepreneur, meaning of entrepreneur, why he is an innovator, and why innovation is necessary for him in order to survive and succeed in the market. How innovativeness is the best quality of the entrepreneur, that you can explain here. Principle of subrogation is applicable to all contracts of indemnity. What is subrogation? What is indemnity? How subrogation is applicable to contract of indemnity? This you have to explain here. Lok Adalat can rightly be described as people's court. This statement was asked in earlier board exam many a times. Okay, तो ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर भी तुमको लिखना है. व्हाट इज लोक अदालत, व्हाई इट इज डिस्क्राइब्ड एज पीपल कोर्ट, जो है म्यूचुअल कंसिडरेशन से बोथ द पार्टीज कैन सेटल देयर क्लेम. So these points you can explain here. As far as an second statement is concerned, an entrepreneur must be an innovator. In that chapter, that the weightage of that chapter is only 5 marks. So that question may not be asked for answer in detail. तो ये chapter में से सब कुछ तो तुमको नहीं करना है, correct? Functions of marketing, functions of an entrepreneur, features of entrepreneur. Only these short answer you can prepare only for 6 points, along with meaning and definition of entrepreneur. That is enough. Other points you can use only for objectives. लेकिन ये question, ये topic से बड़ा question नहीं आएगा. The weightage for this topic is only for 5 marks. 4 marks का justify the following or answer in brief can be asked, and 1 mark का objective question can be asked from this chapter. तो ये chapter को ज़्यादा importance मत दो. You can use your energy for chapter number 2, chapter number 4, and chapter number 8. Question number 7, attempt the following. Any to explain the types of e-business, B2B, B2C, C2C. You can explain along with the examples. Before that, you have to write what is e-business. Never start directly with the types. पहले उसका brief introduction देना है in the form of meaning or definition, and then start explaining the head points along with the examples. If possible, draw the diagram. Explain in brief 7 P's of marketing mix, that is product mix as well as service mix. दोनों भी तुमको करना है. Here also you can draw the diagram and explain each and every point. Explain the various types of warehouses. Right? What is the meaning of warehouses? Which utility is created by warehouse? That is, time utility is created by warehouse. Then explain the types of warehouses by drawing suitable diagram, and then explain it. And in the end, answer in detail any one, which will come from chapter number 2, 4, or 8. Define marketing. Explain various functions of marketing. You have to write what is marketing, definition of marketing, and various functions of marketing. Now the weightage for this question is 8 marks, but in your textbook 10 points, at least 10 points explanation are there. So what you can do, you can put 9 to 10 points explanation with example, and if you know many other points, then you can just write head point without writing explanation and complete your answer, provided तुम्हारे पास अगर time बचा है तो. And for this question, question number 8, at the end, conclusion in 3 to 4 line is necessary, that what you understood from the above question, above explanation, what you want to express to the examiner, that I understood this extract from the above question, that conclusion is very much necessary. This is going to increase your marks. At least 1 mark तो तुम्हारा इसमें increase होने वाला है out of 8. Second question, what is insurance? Explain the various principles of insurance that we saw in our PPT. Meaning and definition of insurance. Draw the suitable diagram. Explain each and every there are 7 principles of insurance. Explain each and every principle along with the examples, and then write the conclusion. So this was our practice paper which we conducted in the month of January in Podar College. Then for you, so not only hard work but also the smart work is very much necessary for you all people in order to gain success. हम लोग हार्ड वर्क किया पूरा, लेकिन अगर हमने स्मार्ट वर्क भी नहीं दिखाया तो हमको सक्सेस नहीं मिलेगा. So good luck to all of you for your upcoming exam, which is going to start from 4th of March for all the papers. Thank you very much. So after this, now we are going to conduct the question and answer session. Just a minute.
Sir, there are no questions on live stream yet. So all that is there, it will be on the chat box only.
Yeah, chat box, no? So I'm seeing in the chat box each and every question I'm going to answer right from the first. Okay, the first question, by Aryan Macha. Sir, for 4 marks and 8 marks, maximum number of points. So for 4 marks, along with the introduction, that is meaning and definition, we have to write 5 to 6 points. उसके आगे तुमको नहीं जाना है. And for 8 marks, along with meaning, definition, 10 points, because quantity is also important along with the quality. It's a descriptive paper. हमको ज्यादा points लिखना है, ज्यादा explanation लिखना है, तो ही हमको marks मिलेगा. So for 8 marks, 9 to 10 points, along with explanation, example, and at the end, for 8 marks, conclusion is very much necessary. That's why you have to do the time management, and for that, you have to do the proper writing practice. Okay. Next question is long answer means 8 marks or 8 and 4 marks question. Long answer means question number 8 marks ka, which will be asked from the chapter number 2, then chapter number 4 and chapter number 8. In next question is, in marketing it's also reduced and on the basis of part is reduced. तो जो reduced part है उस पे तो question नहीं आएगा, that you know, that PDF you already have. Whatever portion is taught by the teacher and the portion which has been reduced by the board and it is given in the PDF, उस पे questions won't be asked. Not even in the board exam, not even in the ABT paper. दोनों भी exam में ये question नहीं पूछने वाले हैं. Then case study would be asked from backside of the textbook or from between the chapters. It can be between the chapters or it can be imaginary case study which will based on the syllabus. अभी हमने जो एग्जाम लिया उसमें जो केस स्टडीज था, क्या वो केस स्टडीज तुम्हारे टेक्स्ट बुक में था? नो. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द टॉपिक टॉट बाय द टीचर्स, उसी बेस पे तुमको जो सिलेबस है उसी के बेस पे एनी केस स्टडी विल बी फ्रेम बाय यूजिंग डिफरेंट नेम, डिफरेंट सिचुएशन एंड द क्वेश्चन विल बी आस्क्ड. तुम्हारा जो सिलेबस है उसी के बेस पे वो केस स्टडी रहेगा, लेकिन वो चैप्टर के एंड से या फिर चैप्टर के बीच में से वो नहीं रहेगा. Any on the basis of any situation, the study case studies will be, or the situation case studies will be asked. Okay. The next question is from Rekha. Is example included as a point? No. Example cannot be included as a point, especially in distinguish between. Example cannot be treated as a point. Example can be a part of the point explanation. When you explain it, जैसे है तुम्हारा different types of commercial bank. तो commercial bank के लिए you are going to write what is the meaning of commercial bank. Then you can give the example of commercial bank like State Bank of India, Bank of Maharashtra, Bank of Baroda, ICICI Bank. So that becomes a part of the explanation, not as a separate point. The next question is from Devraj. Sir, how long should each point be here? Now that point ka explanation should be maximum 3 to 4 lines, because also you are going to quote the examples. Okay, so 3 to 4 line explanation is enough, because we have to complete the entire paper and keeping in mind that you people don't have enough writing practice since last 2 years. तो एक ही क्वेश्चन का बहुत ज्यादा आंसर लिखने का, बाकी क्वेश्चन को हम लोग को कम टाइम बचेगा, या फिर उसी क्वेश्चन में अदर पॉइंट्स को वी आर गोइंग टू राइट अ लेस एक्सप्लेनेशन, दैट डजंट शो एनी यूनिफॉर्मिटी. सो दैट एक्सप्लेनेशन शुड बी रीजनेबल फॉर ईच एंड एवरी पॉइंट विद इन द क्वेश्चन. सो 3 to 4 line explanation is necessary. Also quote the examples. For 5 marks, 30 minutes should be given. See, it's up to you. It's up to you. 5 मार्क के लिए 30 मिनट जो है, it's up to you. मैंने जो तुमको टाइम मैनेजमेंट इधर दिया, ये time management we use for 80 marks का paper when the time was 3 hours. Now this year our board को भी मालूम है कि तुमको enough writing practice नहीं है, तुमको extra half an hour दिया है. For that, in order to improve your writing skill, अभी भी 1 महीना तुम्हारे हाथ में है. Today is 9th. Okay, 19 days plus 2 days of March are in your hand. Within that, you have to do the proper writing practice by solving more papers so that you can improve your writing speed. 5 मार्क के लिए अगर तुम 30 मिनट्स दोगे, मतलब हाफ एन आवर दोगे, तो बाकी का पेपर बेटा कंप्लीट कभी करोगे? अजय कलान. So try to complete the question according to the weightage of marks. फिर देखो कि तुमको उसके लिए कितना टाइम लग रहा है. Try to reduce the time, and वो तुमको प्रैक्टिस से ही होने वाला है. तो अभी जितने भी days are remaining before the exam commence, do the writing practice. Soham, the question from Soham is it okay if we start directly question 8 after question number 1 without leaving pages? Yes. The answer is yes. In any order you can start solving the paper. We recommend that question number 1 should be solved first. That is completely objective questions. So what 20 marks अपना secure होना चाहिए. And then you can jump to question number 8 क्योंकि उसका weightage ज्यादा होता है. And हमको मालूम है कि ये question number 8 chapter number 2, 4, 8 में से ही आने वाला है, जिसको हम लोग thoroughly करने वाले हैं. Okay, except that left out part by the board, जो हमको reduced part by the board, वो छोड़ के बाकी जितना भी है that we know. And then you can come in the backward order. अगर तुमको नहीं लगता है question number 8 के बाद में you want to jump or distinguish between the question, you can. It is not hard and fast rule कि ये question के बाद में question 2, 3 ये order में ही जाना चाहिए. No, any order you can follow as per your own convenience. Then Vignesh asks, sir, you said to write 6 points for distinguish between. Will I get full marks? Yes. Distinguish between में अगर 4 marks का weightage है, per distinguish 4 marks का weightage is there. If you write more than 4 points and if your points and explanation is correct, examiner will give you 4 marks per distinguish. बराबर है हर एक इसमें. अगर तुम्हारा एक्सप्लेनेशन प्रॉपर है, एग्जांपल्स प्रॉपर है, प्रेजेंटेशन इज करेक्ट, ही विल गिव यू फुल मार्क्स फॉर द डिस्टिंग्विश. जस्ट अ मिनट. Then Neil Shintre, the question is, sir, can you tell which statement to write again in true or false? So the question is asked in the objective questions. For example, planning is the primary function or first function of management. The answer is true. So you have to rewrite the statement again, put dash and write true, underline it. So in MCQs, in complete the statement and in true or false, you have to rewrite the statement whether asked or not asked. You have to rewrite the statement dash, और जो भी आंसर तुम लिखोगे, underline the correct answer. We have seen many a times that fill in the blanks में MCQs में बच्चों का आंसर तो राइट होता है, बट गाई में वो क्या करते हैं, किसी दूसरे ही वर्ड को अंडरलाइन करते हैं. एग्जामिनर को वही चाहिए. एग्जामिनर इज देयर टू कट योर मार्क्स. बराबर है, वो चांस देखेगा कि मुझे मार्क्स कहां पर कट करने को मिल रहा है. सो अपना दिमाग शांत रखो, कीप योर हेड कूल. प्रॉपर आंसर जो वॉट एवर यू हैव रिटन उसको ही तुमको अंडरलाइन करना है. इवन इन केस ऑफ ट्रू और फॉल्स यू कैन ऑल्सो अंडरलाइन टू द करेक्ट आंसर, सो दैट you are highlighting your answer which attracts the attention of the examiner to that point only, to that answer only. Sir, in question Neil asked the second question, sir, just a minute. Answer in question 1D, phi should be price. Answer in question, just a minute, कौन सा है वो answer in question? People, process, okay, price. people, process, physical environment, that is the product mix and price. Price should be the correct answer. So I apologize if I gave the wrong answer. Price should be the correct answer. Yeah. Other are part of service marketing. Other are part of service marketing. Yes. Neil, is your doubt clear? Okay. Then Srirang, what would be the length for question number 2? For question number 2, for example, marketing mix. Explain the concept. So here you can write the definition, meaning, and then you can quote the head points. So maximum the length should be little bit more than half of the page. If you explain the point in each in one line, or you draw the diagram, we'll also do, because you're going to explain it. बराबर है, लेकिन उससे ज्यादा उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन मत लिखो. जस्ट तुम लोग एक दो लाइन में एक डेफिनेशन लिखा, मीनिंग लिखा एंड छोड़ दिया, यू विल गेट हाफ और मैक्सिमम 1 मार्क. लेकिन अगर तुमको 2 मार्क पूरा मिलाना है तो मीनिंग, डेफिनेशन, उसका फीचर्स, मैक्सिमम फीचर्स यू कैन, हेड पॉइंट यू कैन राइट, इफ एनी डायग्राम इज पॉसिबल दैट आल्सो यू कैन राइट, इफ एनी एग्जांपल इज पॉसिबल दैट आल्सो यू कैन कोट ओवर देयर. सो लेंथ शुड बी हाफ ऑफ द पेज पर कॉन्सेप्ट. Then Anish, question from Anish is, but it is a functions. We have asked for marketing mix. From which question it is? I'll say it afterwards. How many points should we write for 5 marks question? For 5 marks question, you can write a meaning, definition, and 7 points. With proper explanation. The explanation should be in maximum 3 to 4 lines, and then after the end of 7th point, if you know more points, then just write the point heading 8, 9, 10. अगर उससे ज्यादा तुमको मालूम है तो just point heading लिखो. It means the examiner को क्या लगेगा कि the person, the student knows the answer, knows more points, but due to the weightage and time management, he is just quoting the head point, and afterwards you can write the concluding line. So for 5 marks, 7 points explanation is necessary. 3 to 4 lines you can write your explanation. If you know more points, just quote the point headings. Then Vignesh, 6 points for distinguish between. Will I get full marks? Yes. Distinguish में 6 marks अगर तुम लिखता है, the weightage is 4 marks, you will get full marks. Please tell the highest marks one could get in OCM. The highest marks one can get in OCM is around 95 marks. Before the last year, the board topper was 95 out of 100, 80 marks plus ABT. लेकिन लास्ट ईयर हमारा पोर्शन चेंज हो गया, तो अभी तुम्हारा ही शायद से ये पहला एग्जाम रहेगा. Now I hope you will be the topper this year from Podar College in entire Maharashtra board. So do it, attempt the exam in that way, so that your name will come in that list, topper from Podar College in the HSC board exam for OCM subject. Are you sure that 8 mark question will only come from 2, 4 and 8? Yes. Now tell me बच्चा कौन है? Jessica. कि जो 8 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है उसका वेटेज कितना है? 8 मार्क्स. करेक्ट. इफ यू सी दी वेटेज ऑफ मार्क्स, यूनिट वाइज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ मार्क्स, क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, 4 एंड 8 को छोड़ के बाकी सबका जो वेटेज है वो 7 मार्क्स का है. तो अगर उनका वेटेज 7 मार्क्स का है तो 8 मार्क एक क्वेश्चन के लिए वो टॉपिक में से क्वेश्चन कैसे आएगा? सो फ्रॉम दीज चैप्टर्स एक्सेप्ट 2, 4 एंड 8, the questions will be asked for answer in brief, justify the following, distinguish between, answering तुम्हारा है explain the following concepts and objectives. तो ये जो क्वेश्चन नंबर 8 जो है that will be asked from 2, 4 and 8, जिसके लिए मैक्सिमम वेटेज है 12 मार्क्स, 20 मार्क्स एंड 15 मार्क्स का. Bhumika asks, also please tell the highest marks one could get. I told it earlier, it was 95 marks. Now this year the record can, you people have chance to break the record. In fact, we expect you people to break the record and place the new record. More than that. So can you please give one example for conclusion? Okay, one example for conclusion. Okay, principle of insurance. The question was, or principle of insurance. After we explain all the 7 principles of insurance, how can we write the conclusion? The conclusion should be based on the explanation and your answer. So from the above, our conclusion can be like that. From the above explanation, we can conclude that insurance is a protection against financial loss. Okay. Whenever the policy is taken, both insurer and insured should exchange true and correct information to each other so as to avoid the future conflicts. ऐसे एंड अदर पॉइंट्स का 1-2 लाइन तुम लोग उसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. उसमें यू कैन ऑल्सो ऐड, तुम्हारा कंफ्यूजन जो है मैक्सिमम 3 to 4 लाइन में होना चाहिए. यू कैन ऑल्सो द इंश्योर दिस इंश्योरेंस, the principle of indemnity is applicable to all other contracts except life insurance contract. That line also you can add over there. And the principle, the insurer is the insurance is supposed to give the compensation only for the nearest cause for which the policy has been taken and the loss has occurred due to that reason. ये 3-4 लाइन तुमको अपने प्रिंसिपल्स में से वहां पर एज अ कंक्लूजन लिख देना है. उसको ज्यादा वापस एक्सप्लेन मत करते बेटो, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी यू हैव एक्सप्लेन. ये ऊपर जो 7 पॉइंट्स का एक्सप्लेनेशन है उसका एक्सट्रैक्ट यू हैव टू कोट ओवर हियर. So that is definitely going to increase your 1 mark. हमको अगर वो 95-96 का रिकॉर्ड क्रॉस करना है ना, our answer should be different from other students. For that, quantity is important because it's a descriptive paper. Quality is important, and how can we improve the quality? By avoiding cancellation, alterations, providing neatness, good handwriting, sufficient amount of explanation, drawing the diagrams wherever necessary, giving examples. By all these we can improve our quality and we will be able to generate more marks. अभी जैसे ये 95-96 मार्क्स हम लोग रिकॉर्ड के बारे में बात कर रहा है, 80+20, 80 मार्क्स का थियरी पेपर, 20 मार्क्स का एबीटी पेपर. इन 80 मार्क्स का पेपर, द फर्स्ट 20 मार्क्स, क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 is of completely objective questions. There you don't have to lose a single mark. मतलब ये 20 from question number 1 we should get it. Plus ABT का 20 marks, उसमें भी हमारा एक भी मार्क्स जाना नहीं चाहिए. It means 80 marks का 20 question number 1 and ABT का 20 out of 100 हमारे 40 marks, हमारा इतना प्रिपरेशन होना चाहिए, ये 40 मार्क्स हमारे होने ही चाहिए. बाकी बचा 60 मार्क्स में. सो इन डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चंस 100% मार्क्स कोई नहीं देता है. जैसे क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 है, क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 है एंड क्वेश्चन नंबर 8 में, क्वेश्चन नंबर 7, क्वेश्चन नंबर 8 में, कि जहां पर तुम्हारा थोड़ा बहुत तो हाफ मार्क कट होने वाला है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 8 में भी कितना भी तुम लिखो, इंट्रोडक्शन, 7 पॉइंट्स, प्रॉपर एक्सप्लेनेशन, प्रॉपर डायग्राम, प्रॉपर कंक्लूजन, फिर भी देने वाला एग्जामिनर उसको 8 out of 8 नहीं देने वाला है. मैक्सिमम ही विल गिव यू 7.5. 8 मार्क्स कंप्लीटली थियरी क्वेश्चन को नहीं मिलता है. अगर तुम्हारा आंसर प्रॉपर है तो यू इनडायरेक्टली यू आर गिविंग लेस चांस टू रिड्यूस योर मार्क्स टू द एग्जामिनर, कि उसको भी क्वेश्चन आना चाहिए, वो भी कंफ्यूज होना चाहिए कि इसके मार्क्स में कट करूं तो कहां करूं. So that depends upon you, and for that you have to follow the proper guidelines, time management. Okay, I hope I have answered all the questions. No, some questions are also there. Just a minute. By Sejal Boyer, can you please give one example of confusion that we gave? Weber. Sir, can they explain 14 principles of management by Henry Fayol for 8 marks, which is the last question. Now 14 principles of management, ये जो सब टॉपिक है वो कौन से चैप्टर से है? This question is from chapter 1. Now what is the weightage of that chapter? 7 marks. Now can board ask such long answer question, the topic which have the 7 marks ka weightage? To ask the long answer question, what should be the weightage? 8 marks. वो chapter ही कुछ 7 marks को है, तो उसमें से जो है हमारा 8 marks के लिए question कैसे आएगा? That's why the unit wise distribution I discussed earlier. तो उसमें से now as far as this topic is concerned, this particular subtopic is concerned, the many times board asks explain any 5 principles of Henry Fayol. 5 principles of management given by Henry Fayol. So out of 14 principles, be selective that which 5 principles you are going to quote. तो ऐसे principle जो है तुम्हारा division of work, unity of command, unity of direction, scalar chain, then esprit de corps. इनके लिए ज्यादा explanation है. Out of 14 principles, these 5 principles you can quote. Scalar chain में जो है तुमको diagram भी मिलेगा, बराबर है? तो ऐसे पॉइंट सिलेक्ट करो कि जिसमें यू कैन राइट एज वेल एज यू कैन ड्रॉ द डायग्राम व्हिच विल फेच मोर मार्क्स बाय द फ्रॉम द एग्जामिनर टू यू. एग्जामिनर भी वहां पर कंफ्यूज होना चाहिए कि भाई इसका मैं कहां पर कट करूं, इसने सब कुछ तो लिखा है, डायग्राम भी है, प्रॉपर एक्सप्लेनेशन भी है, इंट्रोडक्शन भी है. ऐसे ही कोई 95 96 नहीं मिलेगा. फॉर दैट योर आंसर, योर प्रेजेंटेशन शुड बी एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी. That's why I quote the points to remember. Be selective in attempting the questions. तुम्हारे पास options है, उसमें से कौन से questions को you can give the best possible judgment. That is more important. Please explain about the expected length of every type of question. So for question number 2, the expected length is half of the page. For question number 3, that is distinguish, हमारा 6 points are there. Justification, justify the following answers में तुमको point wise answer लिखना है. Okay, the point wise answer 1 or 2 lines explanation. In case studies, your answer should be the up to the point as per the question asked. Now mostly those answers will be in 1 word or maximum 1 sentence. उसके आगे तो वो जाएगा नहीं. For question जो है answer in brief, for answer in brief तुमको point wise answer लिखना है. For 5 marks, introduction 7 points, बराबर है. अब ये length जो है depend, किसी का hand writing अगर बड़ा है तो उसका length ज्यादा हो जाएगा, किसी का hand writing छोटा है उसका जो length है वो कम हो जाएगा. More important, how you are presenting your paper, what points you are including in your answer. Introduction, definition, 7 points. How much explanation you are writing? 3 to 4 line, example, concluding line. How many? तुमको अगर 5 मार्क के लिए क्वेश्चन पूछा है, you explain 7 points with proper explanation, बराबर. उसके बाद भी अगर तुमको points आते हैं, then you can write down or quote the head points only without explanation and then concluding line. तो length जो है depends. Point explanation is very much important. How many points you are writing? For 4 marks, 6 points. For 5 marks, 7 points. अगर तुमको एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट आते हैं तो उसका हेडिंग लिख के फिर उसको छोड़ दो. For 8 marks, meaning definition, 9 to 10 points का proper explanation with head point, underline the head point, and at the end तुम्हारा conclusion होना चाहिए. अगर 10 से भी ज्यादा पॉइंट तुमको आ रहे हैं but you don't have the time, तो उसका पॉइंट हेडिंग लिखो. 11, 12, 13 जितना भी आता है. In case of functions of marketing, there are more points. So quote those points, but don't write the explanation. If you have ample of time, you can write the explanation. But if you don't have the time, just quote the head point and then write the conclusion. Okay. Next, is the reduced portion same as it was the last year? Yes. Even objectives won't be asked from the reduced syllabus. No, reduced syllabus में objectives नहीं पूछे जाएंगे. Then Sachi asks every objective needs to answer with question. नहीं है, तुमको statement लिखना है and answer लिखना है. Question वापस तुमको repeat करने का जरूरत नहीं है. Whatever the answer key given by the board to the examiner, he has the answer. But in case of objectives, it is specifically told you to rewrite the statement. So in order to avoid the confusion, क्योंकि क्या है ना कि हमारे पेपर from मुंबई के पेपर जो है mostly it goes for assessment and moderation beyond मुंबई, जैसे पालघर, डहाणू, अंबरनाथ यहाँ पर. So in order to avoid the problems in future, हमको अपना स्टेटमेंट पूरा लिखना है, आंसर लिखना है, आंसर को अंडरलाइन करो. No need to write the question. Okay, just put the proper question number, that is important. Question number should not be wrong. Start new question on the new page. Question 1A, B, C, D जितने भी है, question number 1A डायरेक्ट, फिर 1, 2, 3, 4 जितने भी स्टेटमेंट्स है लिखना है. ट्रू, फॉल्स, आंसर लिखो, फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स है, कंप्लीट द स्टेटमेंट है. देन तुम्हारा MCQs है, ऑड वन है, तो उसके लिए वापस स्टेटमेंट नहीं लिखना है, डायरेक्टली क्वेश्चन लिखिए, उसका आंसर लिखो. Okay, but as far as MCQs are concerned, true or false are concerned, write the statement, rewrite the statement again.
Fill in the blanks.
Yeah, also for fill in the blanks. Then Swarangi asks, sir, for explain the concept, it is not necessary to explain the features, only we have to mention the features. Yes, and weightage is तेवढा आहे त्याचं. So write the meaning, write the definition. Okay, you can also draw the diagram in which you can state so that you can groom your answer. Principles of management or features of management. Draw the diagram and then you can show the features of management. So it's up to you how you groom your answer. Then there is a compulsion to write head points in distinguish like meaning and all. It is necessary, not compulsory, but it is necessary that how whatever the explanation you are writing, the distinguish to be written in the T format. Whatever the explanation you are writing, for that head point is necessary to be written in the middle. And पहले वो उसका head point लिखो, जैसे meaning and then explanation, and the next point उसका explanation. For example, central bank, commercial bank, बराबर है, meaning है, then उसके बाद में numbers है, then to whom they grant loans, what are the functions, issuing currency, who issues the currency note. तो ये जितने भी the explanation you are going to write point wise, उसका point middle में आना चाहिए. Then after that only you can explain. So better to write the head point. It is necessary because the examiner is going to see the explanation on what basis you are explaining this point. तो उसके लिए वो head point होना जरूरी है. What do we have to exactly write as conclusion for 4 and 8 marks answer? For 4 marks, if the question comes, explain the 4 rights of consumers. So that question, what you are going to start with, you are going to give the brief history regarding the rights of consumer. Then you are going to write the 4 rights of consumer, and then one line ka consumer rights. That from the above conclusion, above explanation, we can conclude that the consumer has to exercise all the rights which are given by the government, so that he should not be cheated. बराबर है. अभी हर एक का वर्डिंग अलग अलग आ जाएगा. मुझे ये कंक्लूड करना है, मैंने वो कंक्लूड किया. किसी और का कंफ्यूजन अलग हो सकता है, बट दैट वर्डिंग में डिफरेंट. लेकिन तुमने जो आंसर लिखा है उसके ऊपर दैट कंफ्यूजन शुड बी बेस्ड. फॉर 8 मार्क्स, फॉर 8 मार्क्स का जैसे फंक्शंस ऑफ मार्केटिंग, what we are going to start with, meaning of marketing, definition of marketing, that diagram, then explanation of all those functions, and at the end what we can conclude, from the above points, above discussion, we can conclude that the marketing different functions hai. These functions are necessary, which helps the manufacturer or seller in order to make the goods reach in the hands of the customer in a proper way, helps him to expand or widens the market. It also satisfies the customer. different points, different lines you can quote in the points. अभी मुझे जो लगता है उसमें एक्सप्लेनेशन में से जरूरी नहीं है कि वो तुमको लगेगा, हमारा वर्डिंग अलग अलग भी हो सकता है, बट द एसेंस शुड बी सेम, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन यू. कंक्लूजन जो है तुम्हारा, जो तुमने एक्सप्लेनेशन लिखा उसी में से आना चाहिए. What is appropriate length and format to write question 6? Is that question 6? Just a minute. Justify the following. So question number 6, justify the following. Appropriate length can be 1 page. Write the point heading, give the example, explain it, because that question carries 4 marks per statement. So 1 page ka length is enough. Okay. Then Anvita asks, for 4 marks, is 2-page answer is okay? More than enough. If you have the ample of time, sufficient time, if your writing speed is quite good, you can go with it. 4 marks के लिए 2 pages का answer is okay. But make sure that कि वो question attempt करते करते आगे के questions तुम्हारे रहने नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि अपना टारगेट पहला क्या रहेगा, complete the entire paper. Okay. The next is the next question I'm going to read from Jessica. Some questions don't have much points. Will they consider if we stick to that much content only? Will I get marks? That's why I told be selective. तुम्हारे पास options अगर available है, so उस option में अगर कोई और point, अगर question दूसरा question है जिसके लिए तुम maximum points लिख सकता है, go with it. But if you don't have any option और तुमने जो लिखा है उतना ही आएगा, okay, तो go with it, stick to that point. Okay. Vinda madam has just gave me some information that the highest in OC was 98 marks. 98 marks, the highest was. So it's up to you now. Reach to that level, or you can get more.
Amit sir.
Madam. Yes, madam.
This is the first batch which will be writing offline exam. And
Yes.
98 score was in old syllabus.
Yeah,
So
as per the old syllabus. Yeah, that's I told them. The 98 marks was achieved by our student as per the old syllabus. You will be the first batch who are going to write the offline exam. Correct है, तो तुमको भी 98 तक पहुंचना है, ठीक है? Then for objective questions, please tell which question we have to write. True or false, then MCQs complete the statement. इतना ही तुमको rewrite करना है. Okay. Then weightage is 7 marks. Yes. Is it okay if we write definition instead of meaning for distinguish between? Yes, you can write definition if you know the. See, what is the problem in writing the definition? Definition लिखते time पे we cannot change the words. The person who has quoted that definition, उसमें जैसा के वैसा as it is, it should be written. In that we cannot do any change. That's why I told that you can write the meaning if you know the proper definition of both the points. In case of distinguish, go for it. अगर नहीं है तो मीनिंग लिखो. मीनिंग क्या किसी की भी वर्ड में हम लोग लिख सकते हैं. Okay. Instead of meaning, you can write the definition also. Some Jessica asks, in some questions don't have much points. वो तो हो गया. Yes, you will get full marks. Then Siddharth asks, in justify the statement, is it compulsory to write subheadings for the points in our answer? Yes. अगर subheadings है for points, so that the examiner will understand that the person is explaining a particular point in order to justify his statement. बराबर. पैराग्राफ वाइज आंसर तुमको नहीं लिखना है, बिकॉज एग्जामिनर जो है he may or may not take the pain to read the paragraph wise answer. He may get bored. तो बेटर टू कोट द पॉइंट. अगर तुम पॉइंट वाइज अगर लिखते हो, so there are more chances that you will get more marks in any question, not only in justify this statement. Kshitij asked, sir, can you please give the weightage of all the chapters? अच्छा, मुझे वापस वो करना पड़ेगा. Just a minute. Weightage share screen करा गया है.
तुम्ही सांगा आता डायरेक्ट सांगा ना चालेल.
Just a minute.
ग्रीन.
Just a minute. Kshitij.
Yes.
Okay, Kshitij, I hope you can see it. The first chapter, Principles of Management, in which 14 principles of Henry Fayol were given. Somebody already asked me that question. The weightage is of 7 marks. तो इसमें से बड़ा questions तो नहीं आएगा. Only answer in brief, justify the following, and objectives will be asked. Question number, chapter number 2, Functions of Management. In that, 6 functions of management are there: planning, organizing, directing, coordinating, staffing, and controlling. So the weightage is 12 marks with option 50 marks. So question number 8 may come from this chapter. In this, the meaning as well as importance of each function of management should be done properly within these functions. Importance. What is planning? State the importance of planning. What is controlling? State the importance of controlling. And also, one distinguished from this chapter will be asked: functions of management. Third is entrepreneurship development. The weightage is only 5 marks, and within this 5 marks ka weightage only functions and characteristics of entrepreneur will be asked. तो ये दो ही क्वेश्चन 4 मार्क के लिए, आंसर इन ब्रीफ के लिए ही आ सकता है, बराबर, शॉर्ट आंसर के लिए. एंड 1 मार्क विल बी फॉर ऑब्जेक्टिव. यानी ये पूरे चैप्टर में से विल गेट ओनली 1 मार्क का ऑब्जेक्टिव. तो इसके लिए एंटायर चैप्टर थरोली करने का जरूरत नहीं है. ठीक है, तो ज्यादा जो एनर्जी है बाकी के चैप्टर्स पे लगा दो. चैप्टर नंबर 4, बिजनेस सर्विसेज, 20 मार्क्स का वेटेज है. सो मोर चांसेस दैट क्वेश्चन नंबर 8, that is answer in detail, will come from this chapter. So we have which business services? Banking, insurance, warehousing. Correct. So define banking, explain the types of explain the types of banks. Define banking, explain the functions of commercial banks. Then define warehousing, explain the types of warehouses. Define insurance, explain the principles of insurance. Such type of questions for long answer may be come from this chapter. Again, the distinguish between bonded warehouse and duty paid warehouse, that may come from this chapter. Commercial bank, central bank, it may come from this chapter. Then current deposit account, saving deposit account, current deposit account, fixed deposit account, such distinguish may come from this chapter. Savings account, current account, this distinguish may come from this chapter. तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा मैटर जो है क्वेश्चंस will come from this chapter only. Fifth is emerging modes of business. Again, the weightage is 7 marks with option 10 marks. तो हार्डली जो है इस पे भी कोई बड़ा क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा. Define and explain the following concepts. Justify the following statement. या फिर ये जो छोटे छोटे वेटेज का जो क्वेश्चंस है उसी में ये चैप्टर्स आएगा. Chapter number 6, social responsibilities of business organization. So business organization responsibilities towards employees, towards investors, towards customers. ये तुमको शॉर्ट आंसर के लिए क्वेश्चन यहाँ से आएगा एंड बाकी का तुमको ऑब्जेक्टिव्स में आएगा. अभी जस्टिफाई द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट. कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन, चैप्टर 7. अगेन राइट्स ऑफ कंज्यूमर एज वी सॉ इन आवर पेपर, प्रैक्टिस पेपर. वो भी किसमें था तुम्हारा कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन का? स्टेट एनी 4 कंज्यूमर राइट्स. वो भी शॉर्ट आंसर के लिए था. अकॉर्डिंग टू द वेटेज क्वेश्चंस विल बी आस्क्ड. एंड लास्ट चैप्टर मार्केटिंग डिस्पाइट ऑफ रिड्यूस पोर्शन, जो रिड्यूस पोर्शन है उस पे से क्वेश्चन है, लेकिन जो बाकी का है तो एक ही क्वेश्चन बचता है, कौन सा? डिफाइन मार्केटिंग, एक्सप्लेन द वेरियस फंक्शंस ऑफ मार्केटिंग और के लिए। सो क्वेश्चन नंबर 8 जो है 2, 4 एंड 8 में से ही आएगा तुमको, क्योंकि उसके लिए वेटेज ज्यादा है, 8 मार्क्स का वेटेज उसके लिए है। आई होप द वेटेज इज क्लियर, अकॉर्डिंगली यू हैव टू गिव द टाइम टू दोज क्वेश्चंस। Okay. Then what should be the okay, next question from Jessica. In MCQ we have to write only option. Yes, in statement you have to write only option with correct option and underline it. Will reduce portion will be asked in ABT? No, ABT में भी reduce portion पे question. See, reduce portion का मतलब क्या है? For the entire academic year 2021-22, no question will be asked either in 80 marks का theory paper or in the ABT. ये entire year के लिए, academic year के लिए किसी भी exam में इसका question will not be asked. Do we have to leave lines for head points? Yes, you can. You can leave line for head points. What should be the length of each point? Approximately how many lines? For each point you can 3 to 4 lines का explanation and then example if possible you can write. For a person with average handwriting, average handwriting के लिए तुमको handwriting तो improve करना ही पड़ेगा. Still you have 18-19 days left with you. 3 to 4 lines का explanation is enough. Try to complete the paper. Try to attempt all the questions. Some questions don't have much point. ये हो गया. Sir, the lines of the table or the underlining of the keyword should be drawn with the pen. If you have time left with you, you can draw it with pen, but underlining should be done with pencil. That is proper. That is a proper way of underlining. If you don't have the time, then you can underline with pen. It can be done with anything. Okay, you have to use. एक देखा है कि underlining जो है बच्चे अलग अलग कलर से करते हैं. Don't use different color pens. ब्लू पेन से लिखा है रिटन मटेरियल तो ब्लैक पेन से अंडरलाइन करेंगे, ब्लैक पेन से लिखा है तो ब्लू पेन से अंडरलाइन करेंगे. डोंट यूज डिफरेंट कलर पेन्स, बेटर यू डू द अंडरलाइन विद पेंसिल. डायग्राम किससे ड्रॉ करने वाले हो? पेंसिल से ही करोगे. उसके अंदर का जो रिटन मटेरियल है दैट यू हैव टू राइट विद द पेन ओनली. जैसे प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ इंश्योरेंस, उसके सराउंडेड बाय स्क्वायर और जो भी है इसमें करोगे एंड देन शोइंग दोज एरोज यू कैन शो विद द पेंसिल, बट अंदर का जो रिटन मटेरियल है that you have to write with pen only. Okay? And जो पेन तुम राइटिंग के लिए यूज कर रहे हो वही पेन तुमको यूज करना है. अंडरलाइन के लिए अलग पेन यूज नहीं करना है. कैन यू प्लीज गिव वेटेज ऑफ, वो तो हो गया. सम क्वेश्चंस for 8 marks. Okay. Siddharth asked, if we write the points which are not there in the textbook but they are correct, will we get marks? Yes, you can, but the point should be in accordance with the explanation and the question asked. अगर वो क्वेश्चन से रिलेटेड है तो ही तुमको उसका मार्क्स मिलेगा. But we recommend that stick to the textbook as far as possible. Stick to the textbook. तो जो भी एग्जामिनर है उसके पास जो भी आंसर की will be provided by the board. Within that textbook में के जो standard textbook है, government textbook, उसी में के points जो है are given over there. So better you stick to the textbook. For 8, सात्विक राणे का question है. For 8 marks question, how many pages should be write? So basically I don't understand that how many pages. It depends the length of your answer. अभी पेजेस अगर कवर करना है तो मैं बड़ा एक लाइन पे इफ आई राइट 2-3 वर्ड्स ओनली तो आई मे गो टू 3 to 4 pages, but if I add just 4 to 5 words in a line I may reduce my pages and I will be in 2 to 3 pages. बराबर 4-5 पेजेस के आगे मैं जाने का नहीं है, मुझे 2 पेजेस में भी मेरा आंसर हो सकता है. What is important that you write the correct point, proper explanation, example, diagrams, conclusion. बराबर. पेजेस के ऊपर अपना लेंथ डिसाइड मत करो. तुम्हारा क्वांटिटी एंड क्वालिटी ऑफ आंसर इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. क्वांटिटी होना चाहिए, नो डाउट, इट्स अ डिस्क्रिप्टिव पेपर, बट कि हमारा जो पेजेस के ऊपर अपना लेंथ डिसाइड मत करो. ओके. हाँ. सो फॉर 8 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन 3 pages, 2.5, 3 pages are enough, since you are mentioning all the points, meaning, definition, then diagram, point heading, example, conclusion. तो 3 pages तो ऐसे भी तुम्हारा होने वाला है. So that is sufficient length. Ekta Sonia's for ABT, full portion will be there or reduced portion. Full portion बराबर है whatever is there for academic year 2021-22 as prescribed by the board. जो reduced portion तुमको नहीं सिखाया है उसको छोड़ के बाकी entire syllabus whatever is taught during the year by your teacher, उस पे तुमको ABT questions will be asked. Whatever the syllabus is for 80 marks का paper, the same syllabus is there for 20 marks का ABT. Avantika Doke asks, sir, the lines of the table or the underlining of the keyword should be drawn with the pen. It's up to you. Better to draw with pencil. क्योंकि अगर वहां पर कुछ alteration करना है तो पेन को तुम कैसे करोगे? Are you going to use the whitener, correction pen? Don't use it. तो अगर ये अंडरलाइनिंग या फिर टेबल ड्रॉ करना है, सर्कल ड्रॉ करना है, बेटर टू यूज द पेंसिल बिकॉज यू कैन इरेज इट विद इरेजर. तो ये सब जो है पेंसिल से ही ड्रॉ करना है, पेन से मत करो. Then Harsh Patil asks, sir, functions of management, which question will be asked? Now from functions of management, अभी which question will be asked जो है, जो तुमको सिलेबस ऑलरेडी रिड्यूस करके दिया है उसको छोड़ के बाकी जितना भी है functions of marketing, different functions of marketing, उसमें जो क्वेश्चंस है उसी पे तुमको क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस आर आल्सो देयर. Okay, and then ABT last questions. Jessica's ABT last question will be textual. टेक्स्टबुक के बेस पे रहेंगे, टेक्सचुअल क्वेश्चन नहीं रहेंगे. चैप्टर के पीछे जितने भी ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है वही डिक्टो तुमको एबीटी में आएगा, नो गारंटी. बट द क्वेश्चंस व्हिच वी आर गोइंग टू आस्क इट विल बी टोटली बेस्ड ऑन द सिलेबस फॉर दिस ईयर. Whatever the portion is there, on that portion the questions will be asked. So for that you have to read carefully the board textbook. That is the standard textbook जो तुमको read करना है, उसी के base पे question will be asked. Not necessarily that the questions will be from the text back. Dicto वही questions नहीं आएंगे for ABT. Even for the board exam also. For ABT full portion तो है, reduced portion नहीं रहेगा. फुल पोर्शन मतलब जो तुमको सिखाया गया है उतना ही पोर्शन. I am finding same questions asked again and again. Then okay, so end of the questions, end of the queries by students. Still any doubt? Students, still in doubt, you can vote in the chat box.
Some distinguished have same points. Red insurance should be like
Okay.
same points.
Jessica, some distinguished have same points. Example, marine and fire insurance. So should we write the same points?
For distinguished.
Yes, you can write, but explanation will be different, no? So explanation different is marine insurance, fire insurance का. If the explanation is different, तुमको point लिखना है. देवराज, okay. Then Sir, in chapter 2, functions of management, all points are very similar. So can we memorize them individually? You have to, or you can prepare some shortcuts in order to remember it. I know some points are common, but the explanation may be different. So you have to memorize them, or you can prepare a shortcut or keyword in order to memorize them. And if we leave lines, any other question?
If we leave lines between the head points, it will not be considered the second question answer.
If we, Saloni asks, if we leave lines in between the head points, will it not be considered as a second question answer? No. No. Because you are going to give the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
But the boxes are a blue box.
After that explanation, only you are going to put the second question or question number 3. So make sure that you are writing the proper question number while writing the answer. That is more important. Can Jessica ask, can we write own word as example? Yeah, you can give the example in your own words, but try to give the day-to-day life examples. Okay. Any other question?
Thank you.
Yeah. I hope I have tried my level best to clear all your doubts. So still, if you have any doubts, you are free to ask in WhatsApp group. You are free to ask me in person. So thank you very much for being there and attending the session, and wish you all the best for the upcoming exam. So I'm going to end the session. Thank you very much. And thanks to all my colleagues, all the students, the supportive staff who helped me to make the moderator session successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Shall we end the live stream now, sir?
Yes, Vaibhav. Thank you so much, Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir. No problem.
Yeah.